Today's episode is brought to you by Sincerely Shalia, my very own greeting card line, written and designed by me for real love and real life. Whether you need the perfect card to celebrate love, apologize, or say what's on your heart, Sincerely Shalia has you covered. So skip the generic and say it your way. Check out my full collection at shaliavinny.com/greeting cards and find the card that speaks for you. I can't wait till you guys check them out. And don't forget to let me know what you think. I love you guys. Hello and welcome to the Love This Way podcast, the show that exists to help men and women everywhere to be better at love. Never any gender wars or back and forth, just great tips to help you find and sustain the love of your dreams. Because love is a journey, but you still need direction. So I want you to grab your tribe and get ready, because each episode we're going to be talking about our real life issues, answering tough questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal, learn, and grow. I'm your host, your girl, Dr. Shalia Vinny, and today is the first show of 2026, so we need to set the tone for the new year. Let me remind you that you love them so much that you forgot how to love you. You need to turn this one up, babe. Hey, my babies. Happy New Year. Welcome back to another episode of Love This Way. I just want to get straight into it today because this cannot wait. I want to remind somebody, you love them so hard that you forgot what it feels like to love you. You gave and gave until there was nothing left. And it's not because you were weak, it's because you believed that if you just poured enough, that they would finally see your worth. But now you're tired. You don't laugh like you used to, and you don't dream like you used to. You're disconnected from joy, from peace, and most of all, from yourself. So today I want to talk to the ones who've made their relationship their entire identity, the ones who stopped showing up for themselves somewhere between loving someone else and trying to keep the peace. Because sometimes loving them so hard means that you lost you in the process. There is a silent burnout that happens when we overlove. I mean, let's be honest. When you love deeply, it's easy to make sacrifice your love language. So you stop resting because there always seems to be something that needs to be done for them. Or you say yes when you want to say no. You smile when you really want to cry. And then you shrink so that they can shine. And it starts small. It's like you stop going out with friends because they don't feel like going, or maybe you stop doing your hobbies because they think it's a waste of time. You might stop traveling, laughing, or even trying new things because if they don't want to do it, then you just decided that you don't need to do it either. But here's the truth. Every time you silence your desires to keep the peace, you lose a piece of yourself. You've been performing for love, trying to earn it by being everything they need, but nothing that you actually are. And that's not love. That's emotional self-abandonment. God never told you to love someone instead of yourself. He said, love your neighbor as yourself. But you skipped the as yourself part. You made them your purpose, your peace, your identity, and that's why you're empty, because you can't pour from a cup that only fills others. Even good love becomes unhealthy when it replaces your connection to yourself. Because no matter how hard you try, if you keep neglecting you, you'll start resenting them. Not because they changed, but because you disappeared. We need to talk about the idol of love. Because sometimes devotion can become disobedience if we're not careful. You see, God warned us about idols, but the part people forget is sometimes those idols are people. We think idolatry means worshiping fame or money, but it can also mean making someone else the source of your identity and validation. You see, you've mistaken codependency for commitment. You call it loyalty, but it's really fear. Fear of losing them, fear of being alone, fear that if you stop doing everything, that they're going to stop loving you. So you perform, you overextend, you wear yourself out just to be enough for someone who's supposed to meet you halfway. And here's the painful truth. When your relationship becomes your religion, you stop hearing God. You stop resting, you stop dreaming, you stop obeying his nudges because you're too busy keeping someone else comfortable. You think you're being the good spouse and the faithful partner, but in reality, you're disobeying the divine order. Nothing comes before God. And can we talk about the consequences? Because when you make someone your idol, you replace the power of your peace into their hands. So when they withdraw love, you start to crumble. And when they're moody, you walk on eggshells. And when they're ungrateful, you still serve them, hoping that your sacrifice is going to soften them. But God didn't create you to live like that. If he is love, then anything that strips you of love for yourself cannot be from him. So ask yourself, who are you without being their partner? When is the last time you did something simply because you wanted to? Do you even like who you've become in this relationship? Because here's the thing, when you lose your individuality, you lose the version of you that God intended to flourish with them, not under them. Hey, friend. If you're tired of those generic, impersonal greeting cards, I've got you covered. Sincerely Shalia is my very own greeting card line, written and designed by me to help you say what's really on your heart. Whether it's love, apologies, or just because, these cards speak for you. Skip the cookie cutter messages and send something real. Check out my collection at shaliavinny.com/greeting cards and find your perfect card today. I think it's beautiful that you love your partner and that you show up the way that you do. And I don't want to necessarily change that. I just want you to have balance. I want you to understand the importance of coming home to yourself. So I want to give you 5 ways to help you to do that, okay? Number 1, you've got to put God back in his place. Start your mornings with him, not your phone, not your person's mood. When he's at the center, you stop trying to control outcomes and you start resting in peace. Number 2, reintroduce yourself to you. Ask yourself, what do I like? What excites me? Who was I before this relationship? Journal it, rediscover it, and then nurture it. Number 3, create sacred time alone. Stop calling solitude loneliness. Time with yourself is where you recharge your soul. Take yourself out. Pray alone. Enjoy your own company sometimes. Number 4, set emotional boundaries. If you keep saying yes to preserve the peace, you're teaching people that your peace doesn't matter. You can love someone deeply and still say no when it costs your sanity. And last but not least, number 5, honor the balance. Love should flow in both directions. You don't exist to fix, perform, or carry. You exist to connect. Real love leaves room for you to be whole, not half. Here's what I want to leave you with today, and I hope that you take it with you. You were never meant to disappear inside of love. The Bible says love your neighbor as yourself, but you've been loving them like you forgot that you exist. You've called it devotion, but it's really disconnection. Every time you made yourself smaller so that they could feel bigger, you taught yourself that love means losing you. But love was never meant to be performance art. God doesn't want the version of you that's perfect for someone else. He wants the version that's still connected to him. So this year, come home, back to laughter, back to your peace, back to your purpose. You can love them, but don't stop loving you, because when you neglect yourself, you're not honoring God either. And remember this. Being completely devoted to someone else while letting yourself down is a miscarriage of justice. You still need you. Now, if you need more help, you can always go to shaliavinny.com, book a one-on-one session with me. I am here for you. I am rooting for you. I'm going to see you on the next episode, okay? Today's show is brought to you by Sincerely Shalia, my greeting card line. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform, share it with one person who you think needs to hear it, and then ask them to do the same. Remember, good, better, best. Don't you ever let it rest. To your good is better, and your better is best. Until next time, your friend, motivator, and relationship strategist, Dr. Shalia. Bye.